back to News Geelong. The inner sanctum of the memorabilia collection at the home of the Geelong Football Club is the envy of every other AFL club in the competition, dating back to its very beginnings in 1859. Tonight we present part 2 of News Geelong's exclusive inside visit with Ian Nichols at the microphone.
Welcome back to the Geelong Football Club and part 2 of our visit to the inner sanctum. Some great memorabilia with this club, and Bob Gartland, the Vice President, has been kind enough to take us on a tour. And this week we're looking at the premiership flags, we're looking at the players' lockers, and a very special Guernsey made out of canvas. Well, naturally, premiership flags are treated with kid gloves. They're a prized possession, and this is them stored here in these little capsules.
It's interesting. We've gone to a bit of trouble in the way that we store the premiership flags. These are actually the original flags of our premierships, and people might not know on match day when we fly the flags, they're actually copies. So all our original premiership flags are kept here in this climate controlled storage. This one here, for example, is the 1962 under-19 premiership flag, which is the only under-19 premiership that the club ever won. Produced some great players. Gordon Hines, for example, played in that premiership, and the following year he was part of the 1963 winning premiership team the following year. So we store them in this acid-free environment as well, so that there's tissue paper between the roll and the flag to make sure that it's kept in good order.
Well, pristine condition, as you say, and that's the way they'll stay.
It's interesting, the 1962 boys had their 50th anniversary dinner for their premiership a couple of years ago, and we brought the flag out then for that dinner. They hadn't seen it since the day, and it was a great event and something that we were really happy to do.
Complete without a vintage, almost antique jersey. How far back does this go, Bob?
We can't say for certain, but we think that this dates from 1914. This is Billy Wilton's jersey from around that period. Numbers weren't added until 1913, so we know that these jumpers would date from around that period. It's really interesting with this material. It was actually, they're made from canvas, and what happened is that the club would go down to the sailing ships that used to dock at Cunningham Pier, and there used to be a whole line of sail makers down there, and the club used to get all the old canvas from the sailing ships that pulled into Geelong. That's how these lace-up jerseys were made.
Well, are you able to, with kid gloves, which you're wearing, just turn it around and perhaps give us a look at that number?
I'll pull this out for you.
Terrific.
So you can have a look at it.
That is a work of art in itself.
As you can see, they were very snug fitting, and the idea of the snug fitting jersey, they used to lace them up as tightly as possible, and they used to wear like an under jumper, if you like. But if you tried to grab hold of one of these things and they were very tightly drawn, it was almost impossible to grab hold of someone's jersey. So that's why they were laced up so tightly. I'll just turn it around and you can see the number 23 on the back. Billy Wilton was one of the champions of this club, and he's well remembered here as being one of our great players.
Well, here's a recent premiership flag that hasn't had the full treatment yet because its size is enormous compared to the old premiership flags, Bob.
Yeah, these modern premiership flags give us the very happy problem, to be honest, of accommodating them a bit differently. So this is yet to have the full treatment, but it's a larger flag than the older flags. So this is our 2011 premiership flag, which ultimately will be rolled and stored similarly to the others that we're keeping.
From the Geelong Football Club for News Geelong, this is Ian Nichols.
That's part 2. Part 3 and the final part will bring you next week on News Geelong. The Kiwanis all forward day at the Warn Ponds Deakin University campus, and the old rev head himself, a man of many hidden talents, Ian Nichols, was there for News Geelong.
And a warm welcome to the Kiwanis All Forward Day out here at Deakin University. Forwards of all types, all shapes and sizes, more than 1,000 of them, car clubs from all over the state, and this is a magnificent 1965 Ford Thunderbird. owned by Alex Peters from Werribee. We're going to take a look around though and see just how many Fords we can find here today.
I picked this up about 12 months ago from the States, and I've looked at it for a long time in my garage, but I finally made an effort to put some registration on it and drive it down to the Ford Day.
Now you're from the Werribee Ford Club?
Yes, I am, yes.
Well now, is there a lot of camaraderie there, or did you find that you had to belong to a club to sort of get into this particular day?
Not just for this particular day, you have to be a member of some sort of club to register these cars on a club plate, and that way the government gives you a very good subsidy, because you're only allowed to drive them for approximately 45 days a year, or 90 days if you get an extension, and it's reasonably cheap for the car because you don't use it every day. It's not an everyday car.
Absolutely delighted. Look at these cars, magnificent machines. 1,200 Fords. What could you ask for more than that?
Well, exactly. It's an incredible support you've got here year after year, and it just seems to be getting better.
We've been going for 23 years, and we've been slowly building and building and building. But we really have to thank Deakin for making available this magnificent facility. There's nowhere in Geelong where you can put in 1,200 cars in one spot. Like this. This is the only one, and we really do appreciate their support by allowing us to have it out here.
And importantly, from the Kiwanis Club point of view, it's been an enormous fundraiser, putting money back into charities in Geelong.
Well, we've been running this event for 23 years, and over that time we've probably put in about $800,000 back into community projects in the Geelong region. That and other, recognised charities like floods, fires, all those type of things. We make donations to those. We do a food run every year. We get $20,000 and we go buy some food from SPC and bring a whole semi-trail load back for the less than privileged in Geelong, Salvos, Food Kitchen, Food Relief Centre, all those kind of places. And it's all good. We put money back in and we support the community, those that need the help in the community.
Billy, we know you've got a very important date here. You're the auctioneer today.
Helper, the auctioneer helper. I cannot get too involved because they love to run the show out here and they know what they're doing. So I'm just helping out and I'll take the bids.
Well, that's a fair cop. Actually, you've probably got to have an auctioneer's licence, Billy.
Yeah, well, that's why I'm the only assistant. I haven't gone through Deakin Uni out here to get my auctioneer's licence. So
it's great to see you getting behind such a wonderful event. It's a great charitable event for Geelong.
It is, exactly right. And I honest to God, I didn't know how big it was. I've never been out here before, and it is fantastic. So love it, and as you said, it's all going to the Geelong kids.
Oh, it is. They're calling.
We're ready to go. Yeah.
Great to see you, Billy. What about the Cats this year?
Stick with them, mate. They're competitive, and their senior players have still got the hunger, and they're right to go. So get on them.
We started out with a beautiful Ford Thunderbird, and we're going to finish our coverage today with this T-model Ford, 1917, absolutely magnificent, as has been the day here at Deakin University for the Kiwanis All Ford Day. Ian Nichols for News Geelong.
Thank you, Nico. This is News Geelong as we head to a break and return with Alex Tigani and our sports arena, along with the weather details for the next few days.